Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week of Women Empowering Women. My name is Galit Ventura-Rosen, and as you know, one of my favorite things in the world to do is spotlight amazing female entrepreneurs. Hold on just a second. We've got a little echo that happens sometimes.
Okay.
Let me get rid of that. There we go. Sometimes when we log into YouTube, it decides to duplicate the video. So we're just going to roll with it. Today, I'm really excited to have Julie Cortes with me. And Julie is a CopyDiva and freelance rock star. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Galit.
Tell me where you're at. Remind me where you live.
I'm in Kansas City.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, wow. How fun. So Julie is an advertising copywriter and proofreader by day and freelance rock star by night. She's the founder of the Freelance Exchange and a professor at the world-renowned Casey Art Institute.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's
where
correct.
She created her own courses, Freelancing 101, and is a public speaker and coach. So Julie, take us through a little bit of your journey on how you got here, how you got to be a badass rock star.
Well, I've always been a badass rock star.
I know, but so that's already a journey right there. You've always been, but how that's your path in your business and how you got here?
Yes. All right. Absolutely. So, my career has definitely taken some twists and turns along the way. I'm definitely not where I thought I would be, but I am loving every minute of it. I started out on the corporate side in a marketing department, made my way over to the agency side, working in advertising as a copywriter. And like many people in the advertising industry, I lost my job. And it was at a really bad time. I was planning a wedding, I was building a house, and I did not have time to look for a job. So I was like, I'm just going to start my own business and see how this goes. And here I am 20 years later, loving every minute of it. And I'm so glad I made that decision and took that leap when I did. However, 5 years into my freelancing career as a self-employed individual, I noticed that there was a big need for people needing education on how to run their own businesses. So I started the Freelance Exchange of Kansas City. That's now in its 15th year, rocking and rolling, educating people, giving them support and networking and local businesses an opportunity to find the talent that they need. And then just a couple of years ago, I started teaching at the Art Institute, as you mentioned. They let me come in and develop my own course. So now I'm teaching young artists how to run their own businesses. So it's been a lot of fun, honestly.
It's so interesting because one of the things you said at the beginning that really stood out for me, and I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, I haven't known anything else. The last job I had was at the mall when I was 19. And so we're very similar in that fact, is that you said, all of a sudden I lost my job. All of a sudden I'm like, I don't have time to find a new one. I'll just start my own. Many people watching don't have that charisma, don't have that drive in them to be able to just say that. And I love that. So what would your advice be before we jump into the amazing tips you're going to be giving today about how to be a rock star in your business? What would your advice be to someone that's wanting so badly to have the courage and the confidence to make that leap?
You've got to be fearless. You've got to be able to take risks and do what you've got to do to make your dreams come true. I was fortunate at the time to have backup when it came to finances and whatnot, and health insurance. So I was very fortunate in that regard. And I don't suggest leaving your business and just launching without having a plan. Yeah.
Obviously.
No. I mean, if you can start building your business while you're still full-time employed, absolutely, please do. But if not, there is no shame in going out and getting a part-time job while you're building your business. In fact, I highly encourage it so you're not eating ramen noodles every night.
It also helps with the stress level and the creative level too. I know with a lot of my clients, I'm very cautious in making a plan. So I'm sure you do the same, Julie, where if they're in a full-time business, we make a plan for them about reaching income goals. And one of the things I always say, and I'm sure you do the same, is if you have 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day after your regular job, then that is 5, 10, 15 minutes a day closer to reaching your goal of having your own business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's what I teach as well. Sit down, write a business plan, write a marketing plan, do your goals, review your goals every so often, and it will help you be motivated to reach those goals.
I love that a lot of what you're going to be talking about today are such logical steps. Yes, those like Julie and I are so, we're just going to do this. We come up with an idea. I'll come up with an idea at 10 o'clock at night, and I don't usually work at 10, and I'll just write it down. And then the next day I'm doing a landing page and a workshop and a webinar. That's not always the common theme. No. And that's okay. But what happens is when you get excited about something, you open up this portal almost to this place that allows you to get creative. Mm-hmm. What I love about Julie and what we're going to talk about today is some logical things. So for those right brain people watching, and I am blessed to have both sides that I use, I want you to think about what Julie's saying, because she's going to give those that are entrepreneurs as well as those that strive to be some real logical steps. So let's just go ahead and jump in. 3 tips to being a rock star in your business.
Yes, let's do. So I would say number 1 is to be prepared. You know, a lot of us start our own businesses and really don't know how to run a business. So do your research, meet with a ton of people, find a mentor, find a coach, and figure out what it is that you need to do to be able to be successful. And I'm talking just little things like, how do you price your services? How do you put together an estimate? You know, absolutely have a contract with every single client.
Please have a contract.
Yes, absolutely. You know, and even, you know, what do you do when it comes to taxes and health insurance? You know, all of those like basic logical steps everybody needs, but we don't necessarily know going into starting our own business.
And a lot of times it's because when you come from an employee situation, that's all taken care of you for you. You just show up, and of course you do your job and have to meet certain demands, but you don't have to worry about those things. The most important part that I think Julie's trying to say, what I heard was, yes, you've got a lot you really need to think about, but there are people out there that have already done this and know. And I always say the how is the easiest part, because there's someone out there that always knows how. Don't stop yourself because you don't know the how. Someone like Julie works with her clients to show them how to be logical in the decisions that they should be making when they own their own business.
Right. You know, I teach a lot of creative people, a lot of artists, and we are definitely right brain thinkers. And so the fact that I've been running my own business as a creative type for 20 years, I think speaks volumes, because I know how to talk to those who are the right brain thinkers. You know, I'm like, I know numbers are scary, but I can help you through this. I can make it fun and not so scary. So let me show you the way.
The biggest thing is, do not let that stop you. Sometimes we get so caught up in the mini details. Mm-hmm. I have the same thing. When you have that to-do list and there's 5 things you really don't want to do, but you know you have to do, it doesn't feel so good. But someone like Julie sits down with you and makes a plan. So yes, there are people that are crazy, like me and Julie, that just go, today we're going to start our own business. There's nothing wrong with you. Go for it.
Right.
Those of you that need those steps so you can feel comfortable, confident, and feel better about what your choices are you're making, there's nothing wrong with that either. You just want to have someone that's going to guide you, that's going to know how to do it. And what's really neat about stuff like that Julie does is that it allows you to avoid a lot of the trial and error phases, because someone like me and her have already done it.
Yep.
I show you how not to be failing constantly, because we're going to show you the ways that are going to succeed for you.
Right. Exactly.
What's your second tip?
So my second tip would be, don't let your clients walk all over you.
Oh, I love that.
Sometimes as a self-employed individual, clients seem to think that they can do that. They think that they can dictate how you run your business. Like some will say, well, I'm not going to sign your contract, or I'm not going to give you a deposit, or I'm not even going to pay you within 30 days. I'm sorry, where does that come from? You know, you don't get to dictate that. So I would say put your foot down, educate yourself first on what standard industry practices are, and then educate your clients as well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is also the how.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is also finding out how. And let's see if we get Julie back. There you are. Okay, cool. It froze for a second. It happens sometimes. You froze, so I just kept talking. It's just the internet. Sometimes it works for us, sometimes it doesn't. But you want to really make sure, again, I can't emphasize that when you are putting together that contract, you know exactly what you should be covering in it. And if you think about it, those that are watching, contracts are made for the just in case. The things that don't go the right way. Obviously, it's so nice that so many clients work well with you and don't have complaints and are following the system, but that's kind of put there for the just in case situations. So why not have it? And contracts are not difficult. Yes, you can hire an attorney, but if you work with someone like Julie that has experience in business contracts, even though she's not an attorney, she probably has templates that her clients are using. Yep. A lot of times you can gather the information that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a simple process, and if you go in and you're confident about things, and you explain to these clients, and they're probably the new ones are the ones you're going to be giving your contracts to. Right. You'll tell them, listen, this protects both of us. Make sure we're both on the same page. We both have the same expectations and understandings of everything. And especially in the creative world, it's such a subjective business, right? You might like my art. You might not like my art. Hopefully you've done your homework up front. You know my style. But at the end of the day, you're paying me for my time and for my service. So let's make sure that is understood going into it.
Yes, absolutely. And what was tip 3? Remind me.
Tip number 3 is to be badass.
Yes. How can I forget?
You've got to be motivated. And that's why when you mentioned the goal setting, it is so, so important. If you set those goals monthly, you put them up, in front of your desk, you look at them every single day, you're going to go out and you're going to kick some ass and you are going to rock your business because you know what you've got to meet, whether it's financially or how many clients you want to meet with or whatever the case may be. Put it in front of you and just stay motivated. Act like you are a business. Don't act like this is a hobby. Don't act like it's something you just do on the side. If you really want to be successful, you've got to change your mindset and be badass.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love that. That word is so much fun. It was so funny when Julie said, she uses the words rockstar and badass in her business and also in her branding. There's the word I was looking for earlier, branding, in her branding. So it's really fun because obviously you can see that she has such an upbeat personality and is really comfortable and knowledgeable about the areas that she works in. And so I think what's really neat with you, Julie, is you see what you see is what you get with you. And a lot of clients are going kind of like hiding. And I feel like with you, when they work with you, they're going to have this opportunity to kind of come out of their shell a little bit.
Yeah.
And these points, these tips are really logical and so important. Boundaries for me, that's number 2, is the most important one. If you don't know your boundaries, if you don't set them, if you are not clear about them, and by the way, it's in my contract, do not private message me. I do not return emails Saturday and Sunday. I work from 9 to 5. If you get an email after that or before that, say thank you. Because sometimes I get excited and I respond. So it's set so clearly. My clients do not have my cell phone number.
Smart.
Oh, heck no. My coaching is associated with our calls, which is your time, and email. That doesn't mean it has to be your way. But be clear on your way. Be clear. I have to tell you, I've had clients that their clients are calling them at 11 o'clock at night. And I say, wait, did you answer? They go, yeah. I said, now you set precedence.
No.
Set precedence that it's okay. But right, Julie, if you answer the call at 11 o'clock at night, that client now knows it's okay to call you at 11 o'clock.
Right. You've got to separate work life from home life, from personal. And even if you work from home, that doesn't mean that you're working after hours. So you set office hours for yourself. Like I said, you train yourself and then you train your clients, and sure. I mean, if it's my fault or if it's an emergency, absolutely, I'll answer the phone
Most of our business clients are not emergency.
Most of it can wait.
We're not working in an industry where there's emergencies. And the only reason we're sharing this with you guys is that we're not saying, oh, we're this, we're that. We're trying to share with you what successful women do in their business. So they're not just successful in their business, they're also successful in their lives. Because without boundaries, you have nothing. You're constantly working. And when you work for yourself as an entrepreneur, as Julie, you can see how excited and passionate Julie is about her business, is you're so passionate about your business that you have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Because what happens when we don't set boundaries, Julie?
People walk all over you, and nobody likes that.
Yes. And then the other side of it is you'll work 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
No, don't do that.
Well, why don't you tell everybody how they can get a hold of you, how you work with your clients, so they can learn more about how you teach them to be a rock star in their business.
Sure. Well, you can reach me. You can find more information on my website. It's juliecortes.com. That's JULIECORTES as in Sam.com. And there you can find more information and talk about the coaching and freelancing 101. I also do public speaking, as Galit mentioned. So if anybody would like to bring me in to talk to a group, I'm more than happy to come, or even online as well.
Oh, yeah. Today, speaking is so wide.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to be in person anymore. Look, she's in Kansas City and I'm in Las Vegas and we're having an interview. This is one of the things I love the most about technology.
I love it.
Love it. I've interviewed people from other countries. I mean, it's just so fun to be able to have this option. If you're interested in having Julie on a summit, on a podcast, on a live interview, she's very experienced in this area. This is pretty much what you've done your entire professional career.
Right, correct.
You've definitely got a lot of experience in this area. So I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your great energy.
Thank you for having me.
Fun and addicting. And it was such a pleasure meeting you in Las Vegas at the conference that we met. I don't always get to meet the people that I interview in person. So it's so fun that we got to meet in person as well.
Yeah, that was great. It was a joy to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. And please reach out to Julie if you'd like to learn more about what she does. You'd like to learn more about working with her. Her website and information is going to be below this interview. And thank you so much for watching another week of Women Empowering Women. My name is Galit Ventura Rosen. I am a business performance expert as well as a public and professional speaker as well. So have a fabulous day and I'll see you next time.
Bye.